again, everybody, and welcome to another wonderful Aquarius Rising Africa with Marutsca.com. And as you can see, today is a wonderful get-together with some awesome ladies. So we have with Marutsca, we have Dunyan, and we have Bev, who I'm going to hand over to Marutsca so she can tell you literally who they are. And I mean, you girls are going to tell us what you do and how this amazing range is for you. Yes, I'm just going to hand over to you. So thank you so much for joining us on this awesome day.
Thank you, Chantelle. It's great to see you again.
Yes, awesome as always.
And all of you other people that we don't see,
Yes.
you are visiting today. I would like to just introduce Dunyam, also from Seychelles, and then Bev, she's from Cape Town. Both of these lovely souls has been working with Marutsca.com or using it, and I think it's nice if they tell themselves how they got involved with Marutsca.com, because no connection is by chance. There's always more to it. So should we start off with Bev then?
Hi, Marutsca.
Hi,
It's such a beautiful day here, beautiful and sunny, and the wind isn't too strong. It's lovely. I'm in Simonstown. But Marutsca came to me. She came out to Cape Town from the Seychelles, and she said she's starting the clothing range. She said she's got a baby that she's starting, and she thought the timing was right to do it. And she was just felt very inspired. I think the Seychelles, also inspired you to really look deep within yourself at what kind of clothing you wanted to produce, that it had a spiritual and it was connected to the earth and it would give back to Mother Earth a natural, healthy lifestyle for everybody that wore it. And she took me to her little studio, which was beautiful and lovely and light and bright, just like Marutsca. And we had a look at some of the beautiful clothing ranges, and she pulled out a dress and she gave me some things. And when I put it on, it was just really very, very comfortable. And she taught me a lot about also not only about the clothing, but about the fabric and that linen and the naturalness of linen, because she's obviously studied quite in depth the fabric, being in the industry, which I wasn't very aware of. And she gave me all the interesting things about how linen is such an ancient fabric, and it's very strong, but it also breathes naturally, and it's lightweight, comfortable, non-allergenic. It doesn't create algae or mold, and it dries quickly, and how it is very good for your body and also good for the environment. So, and I've got a few of her pieces, which I absolutely love. And you can either dress them up.
What are your favorites? What are your favorites, Bev?
I'm wearing the dress now at the moment, the linen dress.
Can you stand up so we can see?
I don't know if you can see.
Yes, that's so cool. That's
beautiful
very pretty.
styling at the back, and it's perfect for the coastal climate. I mean, it's warm and cool and just really comfortable. And if you're going out, you can just dress it up, or if you at home, you can just wear it with sandals, or you put on a scarf. You can add accessories to it. If you're going out in the evening, you can add, I've got like a black belt or black bag, leather bag, black jacket. Perfect. So for any occasion, I really like it.
It's very cool. Looks very nice.
Yeah. No, it feels, you don't feel, what I like is that you don't feel like you've got something on. It seems a bit crazy, but I mean, it just fits your body. Marutsca is an artisanal in her cuts, in her actual cutting of the patterns, so that when you put it on, it fits perfectly to any woman's body. I mean, I know she also.
I think what I really like is that Marutsca is she understands for some what I pick up through this. She really understands, I think, what women need, and has a very good concept of how to put that in her designs. And I think that is such a unique gift. You know, I really do. I think that is an amazing gift to actually have something that is so simple yet so stylish and so elegant, and you can dress it up or dress it down. It has all these amazing qualities, I mean, that we've spoken about umpteen times on these recordings, you know, basically being earth friendly, eco friendly, woman friendly. I mean, it really does embody the divine feminine, the goddess.
And also,
energy.
you don't have to be a fashionista. You don't have to be. A lot of women stress with styling. Not everybody has a gift to style, but with this clothing range, you're not going to stress, because whatever you put on is going to fit your body beautifully.
Yeah.
And about your accessories, you're not going to stress to see how am I going to style this item. And you'll only need 7 items in your wardrobe for your full summer, because they just mix and match, because all the colors are so natural. It's the whites and all earth colors. So whether you're wearing white with the beige, or all white, or you're pairing gold or blue, everything just goes, because it's no artificial coloring. So I think it's fantastic. Nobody's going to stress out, what am I going to be? Very easy. It's like almost like a blank canvas that you can just either really add a lot to, or go very minimal, or nothing, or just nothing. You know, your bathing costume, your dress, and down to the beach. Perfect.
Absolutely. I love it. It's so cool. I mean, as you can see, I'm wearing my baby doll.
Right.
I love it. It's so, and I mean, I wear it with leggings, I wear it with jeans, anything. And I love like the long flowy tops. You know, I find also, like, being in my 50s, I love that, because I like to wear leggings or jeans or stuff, and I find that this, just to flow over that, I don't even know what the word is, for me is just amazing, and I find it super comfortable. I must say, I really, really like it. And yeah, it looks so great.
Yeah, I'm going to pop into her studio this week to get a few more items, because I don't have enough.
Yeah.
I've got a beautiful blouse, like a white off the shoulder blouse, which I'll show you quickly. It's like your classic white tee. You can wear it with jeans, which is great.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. That's a very nice one. I've seen that one.
That's a staple for your wardrobe. You can wear it with jeans, whatever.
Anything.
Pants, culottes, and a pair of these beautiful linen pants as well.
Yeah, I've got a pair of those.
She's brought out some additional things to her range, which I've only seen online. So I want to go through and get a few and add to my wardrobe.
Awesome. That's amazing. So, Miss Marutsca, we're just loving your clothing. Yeah, it really is amazing. I mean, I must say, you really are a gifted lady, that's for sure.
You feel like you're in the Seychelles when you wear it.
Well, no wonder she was inspired from the Seychelles, right? I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But we have another visitor from the Seychelles today. We have Duniam. Duniam will tell you how we met and why we work together, and the beauty of working with Duniam is the purpose that we both share is very aligned. So I'll leave Duniam to get to know Duniam.
Hello, everybody. My name is Duniam. Hello. I'm living in Seychelles since 20 years. I'm originally from Germany, and I moved to Seychelles 20 years ago. And I'm like my main work is I'm a healer. I'm an energy healer, and Marutsca came to one of my earth and nature healing events, I think.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. And after the workshop, after the event, Marutsca saw my bags. When the children are in school, when I'm alone by myself at home, I print and I dye fabric and I sew, and kind of meditation besides the meditation. And Marutsca saw my prints and she said, well, I'm a fashion designer. And I went like, woo.
Never met one.
Never met one. How amazing is that? And so she explained to me what she's doing, and I was kind of for it from the beginning. You know, the concept that Marutsca is. I mean, the clothes is one beautiful thing, but the idea behind it is so amazing, and it is, you know, I mean, it is just right for the moment. You know, we have to see things from another perspective. We have to change the old ways. We have to implement the new consciousness, if you want to call it like that. And Marutsca's concept and Marutsca's clothes and Marutsca's ideas are exactly that. Mm-hmm. And my prints are mainly nature inspired. I mean, we live in this magical place called Seychelles. For me, Seychelles is a power spot. I came to Seychelles 20 years ago because I was living in Germany and I thought I'm going to die if I stay in Germany. You know, everything was just like inside the box, and I'm not an inside the box person. And I really thought, if I'm going to continue my job in Germany, I'm going to die of boredom. And so I decided, I trained in Feng Shui, I trained in healing and geomancy. And in geomancy, you know about the power spots in the world. And I decided with 23, I'm going to leave and I'm going to go to my power spot. So in meditation, I found that Seychelles was my power spot, and I left my contract and everything behind and went to Seychelles, and it worked, you know. So I think it was meant to be for me to be here. And Seychelles is such an inspiring place. We've got this pure and pristine nature around us that is so overwhelming. We've got, like, if you drive through the national park, you've got ferns the size of, I don't know, 2 meters leaves of ferns,
Wow.
like primeval ferns, and mahogany roots that you can sit in, and we've got this amazing ocean with all these amazing beings. You know, we've got green turtles, we've got hawksbill turtles, and all the other creatures in the ocean, and they are, for me, you know, they are so, I'm in awe of them. You know, I'm in awe of the ocean, I'm in awe of Seychelles, I'm in awe of Mother Nature. And in my prints, this is what comes through. In my designs, this is what comes through. And this is where we clicked.
And what I like about Dinyam is I spotted the printing table. And I thought, ooh.
And she spread-eagled on it.
I love this table, but it was outside. Outside.
The screen printing.
Yes, outside in nature. We're printing by hand. We don't have machines. We have a lot of fun when we do.
Yes.
And we decide colors there, and like you can do smaller amounts, smaller quantities. We decide the colors. We can do.
We play around,
and we can do the same thing, like for 2 or 3 spas, beauty spas, but they will be different because we can work colors or in the what do you call it, the prints, the designs that we put on them.
You can customize them, which is great.
Yeah. And it's all inspired by nature, which is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
And
incredible.
then we did I read a book, and the book was by Diane Cooper. And in this book, there was this chapter about healing Africa, sending healing to Africa. And we all know that Africa has been devastated from the north to the south. And the piece that spoke to me was this sending healing to Africa. I would like to read it to you, if that's okay.
Sure.
So what you do is you draw a picture of Africa. It doesn't have to be accurate. Your intention is more important in things like this. You draw a line to represent the golden wisdom from the top to the bottom. And then you have a pink pen and a blue pen. And the pink pen, you would color around Africa, sending love towards Africa. And the blue pen, you would color the actual continent Africa, sending blue healing power to Africa. And this really resonated with me. And then I wanted to do two concepts in one. I thought, if we can put that onto a linen shopping bag that you can use all the time, so you're also doing recycling, and you print the basic, the Africa and the golden line, and then you give the pens with these bags for the people to create their own things, to create their own intention, sending healing to Africa, their own message. And so we did these. I've got, you'll show pictures, but I've got here one that we did.
That's beautiful. That looks like crystals.
That's how I colored it.
Africa crystal.
Yeah.
Let's get the Africa and the golden line, and then you do the designs around it. And then Dunian's idea was to put stardust, little gold spots all over, because Africa is the solar plexus of Earth. And this is from where we feed. Africa is where we feed through, and especially South Africa is the solar plexus of the world. So that was very interesting to do that, and then we delivered it with the pens. So you will have a bag that you have created yourself with a very strong...
I just want to actually say something that's interesting. I mean, I know South Africa is really the solar plexus of the world, and when you look at the chakra system, that's your power spot. And your solar plexus would obviously be where you and if that power is inverted, obviously to its negative, it becomes very greedy and very destructive and very dictatorial. So isn't that interesting that in its negative polarity now, which really it's been, and I mean, anyone who's been watching this channel will know that that's one of the big things I harp on, is the way that our continent, not just South Africa, but Africa has been raped and pillaged and completely, and it's, and really is ruled by dictators. But actually that are coming from our forefathers, the British and the Dutch and the Germans particularly, who have got their claws so deeply sunken into our continent here.
That's why I think what you're doing is so great, because not a lot of people are covering what's happening in Africa, and you are.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of covering Europe and America, but yes, Africa is actually the heart of where a lot of it's been happening. Very
exactly. And Africa is always, you know, whenever you speak to, you know, like the wise people, everyone will talk about Africa being the bread basket for the world. And I've no doubt that that is, and especially South Africa, because, you know, we're also on the most southern tip of the globe. So, I mean, when you look at that and you understand that when the solar plexus is inverted, it's all about greed and power and not having and grab. So really the healing is to understand that we have so many resources. And of course, Africa is so minerally rich, and our tribal systems are so rich, and our wildlife is so rich, and our people and our cultures are so rich. And that's really what everyone has been trying to steal. You know, they don't know what they're trying to steal yet, but they want that which they don't have. I mean, if you just look at
creativity.
Exactly. If you look at our hunting industry, and anyone who knows me knows that anyone that shoots an animal is just like you are, whatever, you know, let's not even go there right now. But yet, if you go back into ancient Europe, they hunted all their animals gone. All those big fat kings and stuff really have destroyed their wildlife and everything. And that's why so many of the Europeans, and especially the Americans, will come here and they hunt, they do the trophy hunting here, trying to kill an elephant, trying to kill a lion, because they want that power. They want that power that they think that animal or that creature gives them. And they are so wrong, because if they actually came here and enjoyed it and actually stood next to an elephant, as I have had the privilege of doing, and touched a rhino, as I've had the privilege of doing, and touched a lion, as I've had the privilege of doing, man, that is what gives you your power, you know. And it's not even giving you your power, because it takes power to be able to do that and not be afraid of what God has given us here. But it's really about enjoying and harnessing what our continent is all about. But thank you for that, Marutsca. I just wanted to add that to what you're already doing, and it makes such perfect sense.
Thank you. So we did this last year already, the healing. We didn't know about COVID. So we did that last year already. And I remember your husband, he said, do you think people would actually understand what you're trying to do here? And we very confident said, yes, of course they would. But they didn't. They didn't.
Right.
Well, they didn't understand. So,
I think more now than ever. More now than
now
ever.
is the time. Now is the time.
yes.
Absolutely.
We're going to repeat this again on the bag. But imagine when even if just with kids or in schools, you do it on a piece of paper or on your old T-shirt or whatever. Imagine the collective consciousness
through the
that we can build up by doing that. Just, you know, because every bit helps.
Yeah.
It's always
absolutely.
that helps, no? Yeah.
And it's always the intention, you know, it really is, you know, everything is energy. And you know, the one thing that never can be created or destroyed is energy. Everything is energy. And you know, it's what we call loosh. Loosh is, and I heard someone explain it beautifully the other day. Loosh should be your source energy. And you can either, it's like having ice cream. Let's say loosh is the ice cream, and you either have chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream. So you can either flavor your ice cream with love, or you can flavor it with fear. You know, so when you decide to flavor the loosh with love, you're going to have lots and lots of love. And you know, right now it's been flavored with all sorts of other things, unfortunately. But and it's exactly that, you know, it's all about energy. So whatever we're putting in, we're going to get more of, which is beautiful. So I love that concept. That is such a beautiful concept, really.
And anybody can tell you, coming into South Africa or even anywhere in Africa, you can feel the energy, you can feel the pulse. I mean, I went into Botswana, which I'd never been last year with my daughter. I took her, and it's very wild still with the crocodiles, but the absolute energy there is unbelievable.
Yeah, it is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
It's very special.
Yeah. And every country in Africa has got its own vibe, you know. I remember also driving, when I was driving once from South Africa to Namibia. Now, that's quite a far drive for anyone who doesn't know. It's about 2,000 kilometers, 1,800 odd kilometers. So you definitely have to sleep over somewhere. And the minute I crossed the border, within 5 kilometers, the whole vegetation had changed. Everything about it. And okay, Namibia used to be Southwest Africa, which was part of Africa. And I think in somewhere in 1990 or somewhere around there, they got their independence, which is a good thing. But you'll go and the country is completely different. The countryside is different. The people are different. The energy is different. I mean, you go into Swaziland, it's the same thing. You go into Lesotho, it's the same thing. It's just every little place in Africa seems to have its own little heartbeat and beats to its own little drum and has its own little tribal system and its own little royal family, which is amazing. It's just, and Botswana is something else. Eh? I mean, that is really something else. Zambia and the Congo. I mean, that is like, wow, that's like another world. It's just amazing.
Zambia was also amazing, absolutely amazing. It's I can understand why a lot of the overseas people come there, because it's lost in you. You don't have that wildness, and you cannot believe, me coming from South Africa going into Zambia, how wild it still is. So we let
it's beautiful.
It stays that way, that they preserve the cultures, because there is a lot of influence trying to change the cultures, maybe bring in more funding, which is not a bad thing, but you don't want them to change the essence of the family and the tribal system that is there, and the way they have their whole tribal nature and living the way they live, and that you don't want that disturbed, even though you're helping.
Exactly. And I think that's what these predator powers have not been able to get right. That's what they've been trying to do, which is amazing. And despite all their corruption and stuff, and let's face facts, most of Africa's leaders are stinkingly corrupt. But yes, yet they still can't get to those little tribal systems we're talking about, which is where our power lies, I think, in this continent. And I mean, I know in Zambia, for example, I mean, I've worked there quite often. So the last time I was there for like a month. And we go to the shopping center. It's the best. It's the best. And all it is little tables, and everyone is selling their veggies and their nuts and whatever. It's the best. It's like the African shopping center. It's my best. And they've got their little food store, like Africa style, and that's the way it has to be, you know.
What
and then of course, yeah, it's amazing. But then, of course, you go to the Vic Falls and stuff. And then, of course, you have the 5-star hotels there, which is ridiculous, because you see how these guys have completely just put their money in there and whatever. But then you walk or not even, you walk like a half a kilometer out of the front entrance of the gate. And there you are sitting with the Shabeens, and you're like sitting with the locals, you know, it's the best. Because my partner used to work for Sun International. And we used to go to Zambia quite often. And then to the Royal Livingston and places like that. So of course, there you get this like 5-star, completely European style living. But then you know where to go, and then you meet some of the locals, and then you make friends with the locals, and then they take you down these amazing little gullies and take you for walks and invite you to their shebeens, and you sit there and you just connect with the local people, and that is just so beautiful. And that's what Africa is about, and that is the healing for me personally, I want to see restored on this continent. Not, you know, and it does need funding. The people do need funding. We, you know, the continent does need money, but we're working towards that now. You know, there's a movement coming towards that, you know, which is beautiful.
In the future, a lot will be about healing and creativity and cleaning up.
Totally. And moving our life energy towards that, and understanding the richness of our cultures, you know.
And about communities.
Absolutely.
Not about globalism, not so much about globalism and mass production and mass food and everybody's going to be looking to their communities for people that grow their own vegetables and, you know, more organic, same as the clothing lines, nothing that's mass produced, you know, something that's has more longevity and is natural fibers like what Marutsca has. And
totally.
It's going to last. It's not going to be something that every month you have to buy a new outfit, because every time you wash linen, it comes out probably even more beautiful. It's like an old pair of jeans. The more you wash them, the more character and the more beauty they have, you know, if it's a good pair of jeans. And the same with linen. I think the more you wash it, the more it creates its own life force, and it lasts. I mean, I've seen that.
It's got a beautiful character. It just gets better with age.
Yeah, and it starts to sort of fit your body even more for some reason.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, and that's Africa, you know, and that's exactly it. And I think, and this is why I just love that you know, Also that your Marutsca, your place is in Cape Town, you know, which is Africa. And, you know, it really does, so it lends itself completely to the environment as well, which is amazing. I love it. It's very cool.
Also do a lot of teaching, and that's why through clothing you can do teaching like Healing Africa. You can do other teaching, you know, depending on what you put, what designs you put onto your clothing or your parios or whatever, because there's a meaning behind the prints or the designs that we choose. And that's why I like working with, I like doing collaborations. I like working with different artists. I see Duniam as an artist because she also does her own thing, which is healing oceans. And so it's great to work with jewelry designers, with textile designers, you know, people bring their input, and you don't work in isolation anymore. You work in a group or in a cooperation, yes. And it's actually a lot of fun.
It's great, and it's
yeah.
I have the feeling that when you work together and you actually don't pay each other for it, but you pay back in help.
Barter.
Change the energy becomes like it potentiates. You know, it just doesn't bubble, it potentiates. And I think that's the present thing we need. I think, you know, we help each other.
Collaboration.
You know, we put our energies together, and they don't just double, they triple and
quadruple.
Yeah.
But that's the whole joy, you know, and that's the whole way of the African people. It's always been that way, is that it's always been about communities. So people in the communities take care of each other. Families take care of each other. Sorry?
I said, how much easier when people look after each other. You're not there on your own, trying to fend for yourself in your little castle.
But you know, I don't know if you watched our chat with Anita Noy-Smith. I think it went up a day or two ago. Who's the astrologer, the medieval astrologer. We were talking about the age of Aquarius, and really what's happening obviously is like science and technology and everything has just taken over, which is how these guys have actually been able to dupe us in the way that they have. I mean, I think all of us here are pretty red-pilled and awakened to know what the heck has been going on. And the age of Aquarius is really about, and she speaks about Cancer and Virgo, which is the Aquarian blind spots. So Cancer is all about family, emotions, community, connections. Virgo is all about health, well-being, earth, all of that. So those have been our blind spots. So when we actually now tune back into that whole community, family, prosperity in that way, and I take care of our health and well-being, such as growing our own veggies, doing the barter, you know, in Africa we call it the barter agreement, you know, the barter system, which is the exchange system, and which is really, and that's exactly what Africa has not been able to lose ever. So no matter how much, and I've said this before, and I'll keep going back to saying that now, because it's becoming more and more clear to me as we discuss these topics, just how we've seen how Africa has never, ever lost that flavor, despite the corruption, despite the violence, despite the genocide that's been happening here. And the more research I do, the more I see who really is behind the genocide. And it's actually our British and Dutch and German royal families that have created this genocide, actually, in the way that they've corrupted things. I'm going to be doing a talk on the wildlife, WWF, World Wildlife Foundation.
Oh, don't tell me then.
Do you know who started that? Prince Philip and Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands. They started those.
They're the word. Okay.
Yeah. So now you see, and now you see the corruption that happens behind it. But don't worry, we'll be talking about it another day. So just and a lot of the genocide in Rwanda and Kenya is coming from that, actually, because they train these guys and under the auspices that they're training them to be these wildlife warrior type guys. But meanwhile, it's all about militia and training them to be these guerrilla soldiers.
That's very sad.
It's
Sure.
very sad. But screw them, man. Screw them. Screw them.
I'm glad you're getting the word out, Chantelle, because really,
Enough already. Jeez, they make me mad. I tell you, I can go off on a tangent with this lot. But anyway, it's wonderful to know that the sun is shining, yeah, and we back to where we're going to be.
It's much better in Africa with what's going on in Europe. I think we're a lot more. We're taking it not so seriously. Like in Europe, it's pretty bad what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Well, at least we haven't been locked down again. Well, but I think Cyril's hiding out somewhere right now. We haven't heard from him for a while, have we?
Well, last time he just read his speech. I mean, it was...
written by probably Nikki Oppenheimer. I'm sorry. What must I say? It's true, right?
We hope they've been locked up by now.
Yeah, well, you see, we can definitely. I mean, there's definitely a whole lot of shenanigans going on because you know what's happening with these tunnels, right? These earthquakes in Cape Town are really the tunnels being blown up.
Have there been more?
I think not. Maybe not. I haven't heard about any. I'm not around Cape Town, but I haven't heard any for about. I think maybe 10 days to 2 weeks now was the last time they had them.
There's a lot happening around the world at the moment. Huge amount. Amazing. All over. They seem to be very active, which is good. Yeah.
They're running out like little rats now. They're all coming to the surface. It's beautiful. Anyway, what can we say?
Run, Forrest, run.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's very fun to watch this. Yeah, good. Well, now that I've had my say on Africa, I don't know. Does anyone, who has Marutsca? What else would you like to tell us?
Have you got any of your prints to show us that you've done?
Yes.
Any of the prints?
Yeah, the pictures will be down on the.
Oh, okay.
What do you call it?
And I've got some beautiful dish tiles with a beautiful shell design on white.
But those are quiet. No one knows about that yet. It was a special gift for you.
Oh, okay.
That will only be released next year.
Well, I'm really waiting for your homeware because I'm a big homeware person, and I've told everyone that I meet at the shops, especially a lot of the organic food stores, that some of your homeware is coming because I think it's a great item to stock together with the organic food items.
Yeah, so, because you ask, the question is really not to be a consumer of everything that's being put out in the world, right? The question really should be, how do I want to live? What do I want to wear? Who am I? What am I doing? Well, what message do you give from you to the world and to each others?
There's no more brainwashing.
Yeah, no more people start thinking for themselves. And I think it's the best thing that can actually happen. Because you will see when people start thinking for themselves and when they start concentrating on the individual again, you will see how many beautiful, multifaceted experiences you'll have worldwide. And the standard will be better because people take back self-value and self-power.
Absolutely, and you won't be able to control the masses, which is
you're not meant to control anything, never mind the masses. Control is such an ugly word. And we in Marutsca.com, you will see that we photograph normal people, our customers, our people that are it's just got a beautiful aura, or our customers, and they send us pictures, and we don't only photograph real models. We have 2 that are modeling, that's their career, but even they have become friends, and we always work with them because it's fun, and also they love the clothes. So when we get together, it's not work. It's more like a day, you know, to meet a friend for coffee, and then we do some pictures and we do some styling and we photograph and we look at them afterwards. So the message of being real, and today to be real is very rare. It's hard to find. I found that, you know, I still have difficulty with this. The masses decides this is how it should be, because there's no right or wrong. There is only what is.
Yeah, unfortunately, our schooling has all been about right and wrong, and it's been so bad for a lot of children that have not been able to, who are incredibly gifted and creative and have had to fit into a very, very narrow system. There should never have been right or wrong at school. There should never have been a marking system. It should have been always to complete a task and to move on.
And that's very much what the Montessori or the Waldorf system is about. It's really about kids discovering their own inner gifts. And that, again, when we go back into our history, we look at how in the 60s, when the Rockefellers actually started this whole system of feminism and saying, okay, girls, off you go to work now, you burn your bras, you do whatever. But their whole objective was never to actually free women. It was to A, gain more, double the tax, and B, actually start schooling and education systems that they have control over our children now. So they are teaching what their narrative. And now we're taking that back again with the whole new schooling system.
Oh my gosh, all those history lessons. I mean,
everything lessons.
It was all lies.
Yes, exactly.
Everything were lies.
Yeah.
So, we need to take our truth back, take our power.
Yes,
absolutely.
The quality of products will become much, much, much better, because you would do something, first of all, because you have the passion. Secondly, because it will be finished when it's finished. You're not finishing to make a living or to survive. And just those 2 things that would bring a major difference in quality and purpose, life purpose, really. How and what we do and why we do it, and follow your innate wisdom, your instinct, your heart, you know, the inner voice. That little one whispers to you. That's the one you listen to.
Yes, when you're sitting in the dark, in a dark, quiet place with yourself and your soul, and that's when, you know, when you meditate, and that's when you really hear the voice of the divine, God, your creator, whatever you choose to call it, and that's when you get your true inspiration, not motivation. Inspiration. Motivation is something very different. That's what we taught to be motivated, and that's really something coming from the external, isn't it? But when you sit and you get that inspiration and you hear the voice of your soul, you know which path to take. There's not even a question. And so many people haven't done that. We've disconnected from that. That's why there's been so much junk out there. I mean, really. And I think what you're saying, Marutsca, as well, is really, you know, the quality of everything needs to and will be improving. And you're definitely a pioneer in this. You know, you absolutely pioneering a whole new way for women and men to dress themselves, and a whole new way for women and men to be fashionistas, where it's not about how much. And I saw something the other day about these supposed influencers who are having all their teeth filed away. No, and then they're having these other false, what do you call it? These veneers put in.
Yeah.
And these are supposed, I'm going, are you mad? You know, these are not influencers, really. These are like plastic little playthings out there who are all about what do I look like, and how many layers of makeup can I put on, and how exactly like Kim Kardashian can I look, how close to that. It's about being real. It's about being yourself. It's about letting your soul shine and radiate, and creating from the earth and co-creating with Mother Nature. And as you say, collaborating with beautiful people and creating beautiful experiences. That's what life is about.
Exactly.
But I still don't know what the influence is, who and what they influence.
Unfortunately, the masses who are dumbed down,
I missed that. And you don't, in fashion, we talk about the fashion victim. So the only person that would be influenced is the person who can't or lacks thinking for themselves.
Yeah, true.
And none of us here are fashion victims.
I was.
None of us are victims.
I think maybe my teen years I probably was.
Okay, we're forgiven. We're forgiven for being that in our teen years, okay? But we got to grow out of it.
It was a different outfit you went to buy. It was crazy. You wore it once.
At least in the 80s we had good music. Let's face that. At least we had good musos. We might have had bad hairstyles, but we had good musos.
But then they told us that we must wear the shoulder pads, and I always thought that's on the shoulder, and I would come with my flowing things, and they would say,
And someone like myself with already broad shoulders, I mean, you can imagine, I must have looked like Attila the Hun. It was not good for me. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was the 80s, shoulder pads and good music, yeah.
And bad hairstyles.
Good music.
Definitely, I agree. Oh, wow.
No.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I don't know, is there anything, I mean, I know we've kind of coming to the end of our time here, which is always sad for me because I love these conversations. But is there anything,
connect with all of you. I haven't seen Marutsca in ages, but she's coming out in March, so that will be nice.
Yes, and I'm going to see you in Cape Town too. I'll be in Cape Town in March too. Yay!
Okay.
Where you go?
Nowhere.
Are you going to come and join us, Juliet?
I love Cape Town, so.
Well, there's still lots of time to plan, so we can have a Cape Town get together. It's going to be so fun.
And then a Seychelles get together, because I'm definitely going to the Seychelles.
Yeah, we're waiting for you guys to get over here.
I'm waiting for everything to calm down.
Around here, so anytime is a good time.
Yeah, and then we'll do some printing, and we go with the flow. There's oceans right around us. We're 1,000 miles away from everywhere else, and
it sounds heavenly.
It is heavenly.
It is, yeah. I must say, I lived in Thailand, and it was absolute bliss. For about the last 3 years, I've been commuting between South Africa and Thailand, and it was like, wow.
Oh, really?
I miss it. I'm supposed to be there now, but unfortunately with all our lockups, and I guess here I am doing exactly what I need to, because it's really just the way that life is meant to be.
I think what you're doing is so important for South Africa and Africa. I'm sure a lot of people were not aware of what was going on in South Africa, definitely not. So I'm
amazed at how many haven't been aware, to be perfectly honest. I think, and myself as well, because I really think I've been red-pilled in front of our viewers as well in many ways,
Yes,
especially
and then another rabbit hole, and then research and another one, and then, gosh.
The big thing for me was really finding out the truth about Nelson Mandela. Wow, that was a shocker for me. I sat in this garden for an entire day grieving. I couldn't believe what I had come up with,
Yeah.
And and that was the beginning. And then of course Desmond Tutu, and our leaders, black and white leaders, and realizing we've never been free. And then I'm trying to understand. yeah, and trying to understand why, and then understanding who the players are in our country, really, and then understanding all over the world it's the same, and then understanding, well, we all need to free ourselves. We can't blame these powers that be anymore. We have allowed this to happen because it's been easy to just be complacent, look the other way, get in my little box and do my job and live in a high-rise building and eat fast foods and not really care what I'm putting into my body, or not really connecting with nature and my environment anymore. You know, nature is God in action. So I think that has definitely been a big, big thing for me. And hopefully a lot of people who've been watching as well, to see that this can't carry on anymore. You know, we are responsible.
I've loved some of your chats that you've had. They've been eye-opening regarding Africa, for sure. Can I get a little? I'm babysitting a little kitten of my daughter's. Can I bring her to just show you quickly?
Oh, please, 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 yes.
Oh, she's so cute. Little cameo.
Oh, yes. Oh, goodness, yeah. I love cats. I have 4. I got another mouse this morning. Oh my gosh, every morning, just about every morning, I get a mouse. And today the mouse was dead. I felt so bad for it. So I said a prayer and gave it back to God.
Put it in the garden.
There we go.
Oh.
And her name is Chloe.
Is that a little Persian?
Oh.
Is that a little Persian?
And she's so tiny. She's like a little feather.
Oh my goodness. Wow, how cute is that? That's so cute. Is she a little Persian?
Yes, she is. She's a tortoiseshell. She's got some bits here. And she's got a little orange too.
That is so adorable. The calico, aren't they called the calicos? I have a calico, but not a Persian.
Yeah, I don't know, but she's a Persian.
Oh, so beautiful. I'll give her a hug and a kiss.
I don't want to give her back today.
No, I wouldn't want to either, that's for sure. Oh, wow. Ladies, it's been so awesome.
It was lovely to see you again.
It was lovely to talk to all of you.
And as always, yeah, I mean, I must say, I love modern technology in this way because it really enables us to see each other when just a few years ago we weren't able to do this, right? So at least this is the joy about having technology in the modern age as well. So I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful day. It's Sunday here now. We'll probably post the recording Monday or Tuesday, but right now it's Sunday. So I wish you all an amazing, amazing Sunday, and take good care. And until the next time we see you, hasta la vista, baby.
Bye. Have fun. Bye, guys. Bye.
Thanks all our viewers for watching as well. And if you haven't given us a like, a share, and a subscribe yet, please do so. Or catch us on Facebook, catch us on Twitter, wherever you can, and enjoy the journey with us. Mwah. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Take good care.
Bye.